Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Hello. Thank you for joining on time. My name is Jazzy Janati. I'm the regional marketing manager, specialized in UK and Europe. Today we here with University of Europe for Applied Science. So we call it UE, and we have Anne here and Izumi from UE. Yeah, I saw that so many of you come from different countries. Later we can also discuss about the entry requirements from each of country in Southeast Asia. Yeah, I think without further ado, I will over it to you, Anne.
Okay, hi. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, my name is Anne Solis. So I'm basically the regional director for University of Europe for Applied Sciences, who is currently handling the Southeast Asia region. And I have with me my colleague, Izumi Takeda, who
Hi
is
everyone.
managing or focused on, yeah, can you hear me well?
I
Can
can
you hear
hear
me
you, Anne.
well?
Yes. It's a bit delay from my end.
Okay,
Perhaps
Izumi
you may
Takeda.
turn off your camera so it will be more stable.
Will do. Hold on a second, okay? Just to, okay, can you hear me? Better.
It's better now.
Okay, great. Okay, so as I was saying, I have here my colleague Izumi Takeda. She's basically our business development manager focused on three region, which is Thailand, Laos, and Malaysia. So she'll be helping me out in this webinar. So thank you so much for your time. So to begin with, let me please share my screen with you. So later on during the presentation or after the presentation, you may please feel free to ask anything, okay? Anything that you need to know, some clarification that you would like to point out, please feel free to do so. So please confirm if you could see my screen right now.
It's still loading. We can see it now, but still, yeah, perfect now.
Okay, can you see the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so let's start. So today we'll basically be talking about, University of Europe for Applied Sciences that has campuses in Germany and also in Dubai. So we are a private institution who's been, providing degree programs to international students and also, students locally, meaning students based in Germany for almost 25 years already. So this is a private university. So first off, the reason why I am stressing on that because private universities actually does not require our students for any German language in order for them to be admitted in our school. Okay? Unlike the public university, okay, they need to it takes time for them to learn the German language, but because there's a certain German language requirement in order for them to be admitted in the schools. And of course, the difference is that, it's kind of difficult. Getting into public universities compared to private universities that does not require German language, it would be easier for them to go right away to Germany and be able to learn the German language while they are studying in our university as well. So that's basically the difference of the private and the public university. Okay. So when you hear the word made in Germany, of course, that means that everything that is made in Germany is branded as a quality seal. Okay, so these are some of the engineering products or, automobile products that we are, or some of us, okay, or in our countries that we see like brands such as BMW, Volkswagen. These are the brands that are basically made in Germany. And Here in Germany, they have created the word land of ideas, which is a very famous slogan that is basically used or created by, Germany, meaning that they have created or they have actually invented so many products that we are patronizing right now, or some of them we are even buying from them. Okay, and these are from different types of, multinational companies that you see in front of you, from automobiles, from IT, from health. You see this all are all from, Germany brands. So some of them, we're basically aware of these brands such as Adidas, Volkswagen, SAP, which is a multinational company brand, and also the BioNTech, which is, a um, health industry, who is a partner of Pfizer during the COVID time. Okay. So, and they are saying that education is the key to success in Germany, as because, students who invest in their education can have a brighter opportunity to be hired in any of these multinational companies that you see in front of you. So, University of Europe actually offers degree programs to our students, not diplomas, not certificates, but degree programs. Okay? So, if this is basically your first time or in terms of promoting Germany, would like to give you an idea the working and, living, how is it working and living in Germany. So, your students can actually work a maximum of 20 hours every week because they can work part-time during their studies. And Germany, if they're looking for, a destination somewhere in Europe, I would really, I'm glad to share with you that the minimum wage Germany offers the second highest minimum wage in Europe, wherein they can earn 13.90 per hour. Okay, so your students can actually earn up to 997 minimum wage as a part-timer if they're an international student. Now, aside from that, it also offers them what we call the job seeker residence permit, wherein your students can have, after finishing their program or their degree program, they're eligible for what we call a job seeker visa, wherein they could look for work and work with a duration of 18 months, and this can be extended two times. Okay, not just 18 months, but this can be extended two times. So, meaning your student can have a job seeker eligibility of more than 3 years here in Germany. Okay, now in terms of our economic standing, we're the largest economy in Europe and branded as the third largest globally. If your students are, somehow worrying if they can communicate with, the people in Germany in English, okay? Well, I'd be happy to share with you that 60 to 70% of English speakers basically resides in Berlin, and 56% of the Germans basically can speak in English. So I was able to, experience that myself. I was there like a year ago, and I didn't really have a difficult time communicating with the people, especially in Berlin and Potsdam campus. Okay, so additional benefits and visa information. So your student, while they are an international student, during their breaks, they have an access to 28 Schengen countries. So they could basically travel or, go somewhere within the 28 Schengen countries while they are a student. And the permanent and residency and citizenship is really very possible for them. The possibility of obtaining a permanent residency and citizenship, German citizenship, is really possible for your students. Now, for those of you who has students who has spouse and children, they can bring, okay, their spouse and family via a family reunification visa, okay, but not while not during the time that student your student should be the one to go first without the spouse and the children, and then the spouse and the children can follow via a family reunification visa. Okay, so we already have students who are already in Germany who's already in the process of a family reunification visa, wherein they are bringing their family over and their children who's below 18 years of age. Now, about the EU Blue Card. Okay, if this is the first time that you've heard about it, so EU Blue Card is something that your student can apply for. Okay, and there are certain qualifications in order for them to apply for an EU Blue Card. But let me explain further first what is an EU Blue Card. So basically, an EU Blue Card is something that is given to non-European citizens. So all of us from Southeast Asia were branded or we are called the non-European citizens who can apply for an EU blue card that would classify us, okay, as skilled workers in Germany. So if, okay, we are given an EU blue card or granted an EU blue card in Germany, we could actually live and work within the 28 Schengen countries. So for example, you find opportunity outside Germany that's within the 28 Schengen countries, well then you can live and work there provided that you have an EU blue card. Okay? There are certain qualifications for that in order for you to apply for it. Okay. The first one is that you should have a German degree, which University of Europe will be giving our students, by the way. And then the second one would be a 1 year work experience in Germany, which they will have because they are eligible, as I mentioned earlier, up to 3 years of job seeker visa or the ability to be able to work in Germany. And the third would be meeting an annual average salary, okay, which your students would, get it. And by then, though we are saying that German language is not required to be admitted here, but we still encourage your student to learn the German language while they are actually a student here at University of Europe. So later on, I will discuss further, okay, on the, free German language that we offer here. So if you would like to show your students how much is the average starting salaries in Germany. So here are the categories, and this is the average salary euros per year that your student can actually get. So in terms of return of investment, it's really very good because for our UG and PG business graduates, they can earn as high as 55,000 euros annually. Okay. Now, if they get programs such as data science and artificial intelligence, or anything that's related on tech and software, such as computer science or computer science graduates, they can earn as high as 60,000 euros per year. Now, we also offer MBA programs. So that's why our AMBA accredited programs or our MBA graduates can earn higher from, the UGPG programs, and they can earn as high as 70,000 euros per year. Okay. So, in terms of monthly living costs, okay, so the approximate living cost here is 900 euros. So, in order for you to be able to appreciate it more, since we have different attendees coming from different, countries, I would highly suggest that you could, put this in your own currency so that you would have clearer idea how much this would be for your student. And the housing in shared flats would basically cost 450 euros, sometimes even lower than this one, okay, depending on where they will be, depending on what type of housing they would be getting. So the public health insurance is fixed, it's 100, and then the books and the clothes varies every month because this depends if they would be needing books. I will don't think that they would be needing books every month, right? The clothes that is for shopping, so that basically depends on their spending habits. And of course, the telephone and internet, this is a basic necessity, so they really need to pay for this one. And the food also varies because this depends how their spending discipline would be. So it can be 900 and below, so that would be the monthly living cost that your students would um get, if they are a student here in Germany. Now, you see here on this corner, okay, what we call the block account. So the block account is basically what we call the show money in different countries, right? Like, in Canada and Australia, there's this specific show money that they need to show. But here, this is part of the visa process wherein if they are accepted by the school and they're about to lodge their visa, one of the financial requirements being asked from our student is what we call the block account. So they will be transferring this amount, 11,904 euros, to our third party partner, which is Expatrio. Okay? So this is the deposit that they will be sending over to that bank. And your student, once they arrive in Germany, they can withdraw this money for 12 months at 992 per month for 12 months. Okay? So it doesn't mean that it's blocked account as our terminology. That means that they are not allowed to access it, but they can definitely access it by withdrawing it every month. And this will serve as their living allowance per month for 12 months. Okay, so if in any case your student like borrowed this from somewhere else or loaned it or what, so they could definitely return the amount to whoever they borrowed it from. But it's better if this is really their personal money. Okay, that would give them a more relaxed time, like, and not be stressed financially for 12 months while they are actually concentrating themselves as a student, and also, adjusting their life with student and having a part-time job as well. Okay, so that's the block account. Now, these are our accreditations. So I believe that for some region, your students would like to know the reputation and, of course, our accreditation as a university. So we are actually branded, or it's even in the website, for 2 straight years. We are awarded as one of the best private universities in Germany. Okay. And we are state accredited by the land of Brandenburg. And our programs are all accredited as well. Okay. I think I've been saying this so many times in all my trainings and webinars that, it doesn't mean that a school in Germany is in Germany, that they are state accredited and program accredited. And that is really very important for you to know and for your student to know. Because if you enroll a student in a not state accredited, non-state accredited school, and the programs are actually not accredited, your students will definitely have a difficult time being hired or being employed after their graduation. And that's a fact. Okay? So make sure. But here at University of Europe, you see all of these check marks with you, making sure that all our programs are 100% German degree, state accredited, and program accredited. That's why 93% of our students are basically employed 12 months after graduation. So these are the awards. Aside from being ranked as the best private university, we're also the best provider for further education and the top 10 in business studies. Okay. Now, in terms of campuses, so we basically have four campuses in Germany here. So we have our Berlin campus. Okay, this is in the heart of the city. This is very accessible to public transportation. Anywhere you go, left and right, you could basically see a train anywhere here in Berlin. There's also two malls waiting for our students. Like after their studies, they can go to the mall or groceries before heading home. And just 45 minutes train away, this is our Potsdam campus, which we call the Innovation Hub campus, where all our tech and software programs are being taught. Okay, it's in this campus. It's called, once again, a Potsdam campus. Now, our third campus is in Hamburg campus, okay, which is kind of, I think, 7 hours away from Berlin and Innovation and Potsdam. But our Hamburg campus, we also have students who are basically studying here, and there are a lot of, this is where Amazon, Google are basically located here in Hamburg location. And our fourth campus is based in Iserlohn, where our health programs are being taught. Okay, so this is basically our Iserlohn campus, and this has the what do you call this? The most minimal or cost of living is basically here in Iserlohn. Our fifth campus is basically in UE, Dubai. Okay, so if some of you were wondering why do you have the fifth campus in UE, Dubai, why do you have that? So our fifth campus of UE, Dubai is what we call a gateway to Germany. Okay, we have students who are choosing this path because our UE Dubai is the first German degree being offered in UAE. So what happens here is that they get a program, 1.5 year program. They start their programs here for 1 year and continue their studies in Germany. And then they continue the last 6 months in Germany, in Dubai, sorry, in Germany. They they finish the last 6 months in Germany and still be eligible for a job seeker visa. Students choose this route because some of them, okay, are not in a hurry, and this does not require any block account or any show money. You just have to prepare for your tuition fee cost, and that is UE Dubai for you. That's why we call it Gateway to Germany. Again, they get a 1.5 year program. 1 year you study in Dubai, and then you can finish your studies the last 6 months, finish it in Germany, and still be eligible for an 18 months job seeker visa for your students. Okay. The only difference is that those who went straight to Germany are eligible for up to 3 years job seeker visa because 18 months extendable 2 times. But if they choose the Dubai route, they are eligible for an 18 months job seeker visa. Okay, so basically that's the difference. Okay, so that's our UE Dubai campus. Now, if you want to know what programs are we offering, so we basically offer so many programs for you, and you can choose, whatever program that you feel would be more interesting for your students because we basically have a lot to offer from business, technology, psychology, healthcare management, and arts and designs. Okay, we offer bachelor's program that can be finished for 3 years and 3.5 years if in any case your student would need to undergo a foundation program and they do not qualify for direct entry. So that would be 3.5 years. But if your student is qualified for direct bachelor's, that would only be 3 years program only. Now, for our PG programs, we have two types of programs, which is our master's program and our MBA program. Okay, so for our master's program, we actually offer 1 year, 1.5 years, and 2 years program to your students. Okay, and these requires a bachelor's degree with or without work experience for master's program. Now going to our MBA program. Our MBA program, or what we call the MBA General, is a 1 year program. And we also offer what we call MBA with specialization program that could basically match, their current work experience. Like, for example, they've been working in a hospital, in a bank, so they could take MBA with specialization program that would match any of their work experience. Because here in MBA programs, okay, when you get an MBA and MBA with specialization, there are two important qualifications, which is one, you're a degree holder, and second, you have to show 1 year work experience, okay, via a certificate of employment, and you can get our MBA program. You don't need to be a manager, you don't need to be a supervisor, you don't need these titles just for you to get our MBA with specialization programs. All your students need to have is a work experience. They need to have, they just need to show that they have a 1 year work experience already via certificate of employment. Okay, so that's our MBA program. Again, our master's program does not require any work experience. MBA program requires degree and a work experience. That's the difference. All right. So we offer four intakes in a year. So we have January, March, June, and September. So our major intakes, when we talk about major intakes, that means that all our programs are available. That is March and September. Those are the two major intakes, meaning all of these programs are actually open. Now, when we talk about January and June, there are PG programs, specific PG programs that are basically just available for our students. And Izumi and I will be updating you on the list of programs available for January and June. Okay? So these are the additional programs so far that we have added this year. So we have added bachelors of health management, psychology, digital content creation. Okay, and also these are very interesting programs that we have added under our tech and software programs, and these are already live or available already, which is all related to tech and software programs. So these are masters for the DevOps, IoT and smart devices, robotics engineering, and smart mobility. Okay, so these are all patterned to, what are the in-demand jobs in Germany. That's why these programs are actually added in the portfolio. All right. So next up, if is the January intake. It's not the June intake. So applications are basically open right now. So these are the following programs that your students can actually apply for: MBA General, Data Science, International Business Management, International Logistics and Transportation, International Public Health Management in Iserlohn. So if you would like to promote your health programs, okay, it's open right now for January intake for our MBA General, which is 1 year. It is also open. So these are the programs that's available for your students. Okay, regardless if they're 1 year or 1.5 year, they can qualify for, the benefits of studying in Germany, which is the job seeker visa. All right. So basically that's it. So, Izumi, would you like to cover the admission requirements?
All right, so just going through the admissions requirement real quick. So going through UG, as noted that you will have to finish high school. We do not accept GED. We do accept IELTS and TOEFL. However, and this applies for both UG and PG, if you do not have your English score yet, then that's totally fine. You can take a test, a free English test that's provided by UE. However, if you do fail this test, you can also acquire for a retest, and however, that is for 20 euros. And just because we're already on English, if any student is literally graduated or graduating an international curriculum, then you can submit your MOI, which this should be provided by your prior institution, just to state that your curriculum was offered in 100% English language. And this would have to be submitted along with the FSET certificate. However, your agent will help assess on this. This is protected. And then also it's for free, so it's only 20 minutes and you will receive a certificate. So regarding to undergraduate, again, because we're still here, you will need a valid passport, CV, resume, statement of purpose, SOP, APS certificate, and as mentioned, passport test result. For the undergraduate, I would like to emphasize again that there will be a direct entrance examination that you will have to take. If you do fail this test, then that's when you will have to take the foundation. For any of you students who might not want to take the test, and you are more than welcome to take the foundation year willingly. And just to note again that the foundation is only for half a year. For any students doing portfolio or art and design, you will need a portfolio. However, there will be a guideline in terms of what you will need in the portfolio, depending on what specific program that you are applying for. such as I have a student who applied for game and design, and technically, the portfolio that is required from him is to show what he has made in terms of like what game has he made in IT, because I'm not an IT student, so I might not have the right terminology. However, and it was to show like his portfolio and profile of what he made. So that would be it. And also the recent passport. And just to make sure that any passport, any transcript certificate that you are to submit, if it is in your home language, home country language, you will need a translated version as well. So, going into the postgraduate again, you will need a transcript, certificate, IELTS, and again, if you do not have your IELTS, then you can either submit your MOI or take the English test, valid passport, CV, resume, statement of purpose, APS, portfolio for art and design again, and then just again for any students doing your MBA, 1 year work experience will be required. And for postgraduate, so let's just say that you are a student applying for one of our programs that might not have all of the required subjects to apply for the program that you are chosen because you might have a slightly different background. That's totally fine. However, admissions will be the one to assess accordingly if you were to need to take any pre-masters. So, if you were to know, if you have to take any pre-masters, then we will have to assess your application again and then wait for update from admissions. So, going through just IELTS again, because I did fail to mention the score. So, for undergraduate students applying with IELTS, we take IELTS at 5.5 overall. We do not look at the individual band. And then for the PG, it's 6.0 overall. We do not look at the individual band. And then as you can see below here, these are technically the other language scores if you were to submit either a TOEFL or the English password test. Can we change?
Yeah, can I just add something on that? Yeah, can I just add
Of
something?
course, of
I'll just
course.
add something. Okay,
Yes.
so I'll just add something. Okay, so for students, okay, let me just clarify that IELTS is basically not required. But if your student has a valid IELTS, they're welcome to, submit that, especially if these are, required in your home country in terms of visa. So it's better to have an IELTS, such as, Vietnam. I believe they're being required of IELTS as part of the visa requirement. But for the others, if they do not have that, we accept Duolingo. And if they graduated within the last 5 years, they are allowed to submit an MOI. And as what Izumi mentioned earlier, this is just backed up with an FSET certificate. It's just a certificate. It's a non-proctored type of exam. It doesn't have any cost. Okay, it's just basically gauging the English proficiency of your students for those students who are who can be accepted to send an MOI. Again, these are students who graduated within the last 5 years. If they graduated more than that, they're free to take our free internal English exam. You just need to apply for their application, and once they already have a student number, Izumi and I can book the free English exam for your students. And we basically have a very high passing rate from Southeast Asia students. Okay, so there's basically no need to worry for that. Now, regarding APS certificate, it only applies to specific countries, okay? Especially in Vietnam. So in Vietnam, APS certificate um is needed not before application, but only after your student has been admitted in our university. Okay, this is not driven by the school, but this is driven by the German embassy requirement. Okay, because probably you would have question in mind. There are some Germany schools out there who are not requiring you of the APS certificate, and why UE is asking for an APS certificate is because it's because University of Europe, as I mentioned earlier, offers 100% German degree to your students. So that's the reason why APS certificate would be needed, or German embassy is actually requiring that. Okay, only for Vietnam, but the others are not required of any of it. Okay, so that's it. Now let me go to Izumi. Please um discuss the tuition fee cost. Hold on. Our
Oh,
tuition fee.
yes, and just to add, regarding to gap year, we do accept any gap year. However, if your gap year is over 2 years, then you will need documentational evidence to kind of help support what you were doing within that gap year.
Okay, so please discuss
Um,
our scholarship availability and our discounts for our
all
course.
right, so just going into scholarship right now, this is our high school achievers scholarship. So technically, this scholarship is where UE will be looking at the students' grades. They will not be looking at the cumulative GPA at the end. They will be taking every subject from your last 2 years of high school to calculate a percentage. So let's just say that I'm a high school student and they take my year 11 and year 12. They will take every subject, my GPA from every subject, and they will calculate it. So let's just say that I get 90%. That is where I will be achieving 50% scholarship. So with the 50% scholarship, my tuition fee, if I was a student and I receive this scholarship for 3 years, I will be paying 19,987 euros. So this cost right here would be for 3 years, not per year. So we have the 30%. So let's just say that I'm a student again who might not achieve the 90% and I get the 70 to 89%. That's when I will be achieving the 30% scholarship. So with the 30% scholarship here, then that's when I will be getting the 25,987.75 euros for 3 years. And can you take your screen off a little bit so they can see the price on the bottom? Yeah. So as no, high school achiever, high school achiever. Yes, ma'am. So as you can see, I need you to take your video down, and because they cannot see the price with the scholarship plus foundation, like the
Do you
window,
see it now?
your window, your video window. Can you take it down? Okay, got it. Sorry. Got it. Sorry. It was from my side.
Okay, you got it now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My apologies. So I'm just resuming the so 19,000, 25,000. I'm gonna literally cut out the 15% scholarship because we do offer a different scholarship for students who might not achieve 50 or 30%. So, but just going down here, at the bottom, you can see that there is 3 years plus foundation. So this would still be the high school achiever scholarship for 50 to 30%. However, this would be the price, 23,318.75 euros and 29,315 euros. This would be for 3 years plus the foundation. Just note that for any undergraduate students or PG students, if you would like to pay in installments, then you'll also have to pay an installment charge of 250 euros per installment. For undergraduate students, I do recommend for you to pay in year by year. Only this would literally kind of help you with your visa. For postgraduate students, this would literally depend on you. However, 250 euros is a lot. So the less installments, the less installment charge that you would have to pay, so to say. So again, if you do not get the 50, 30% scholarship from your grades, then that's when we would offer the diversity scholarship. Can we please go down and yes, ma'am. Diversity. Undergraduate diversity. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So again, for any students who might not achieve the high school achiever scholarship for 50 or 30%, then this is where we offer the diversity scholarship. So this is offered for every student, and this is a lot more than 50% scholarship. So that's why I said just cut off the 50% because however, we have the diversity scholarship. And again, just to emphasize that we offer this to every student if you do not get the high school achievers. So as you can see here, if you do obtain the diversity scholarship, then that's where you will have to pay 27,982 euros, point 50, I don't know how to say cents in euros, but yes, point 50. And that is for 3 years. And below right here, as you can see, for 31,980 euros, this would be for 3 years plus foundation. So now going into postgraduate and MBA. All right, so as you can see here, we do offer MBA. So I'm just going to start with the MBA real quick, and then I'll go down to the master's or postgraduate. So as you can see, we have the MBA 60 ECTS for 1 year, MBA 90 ECTS, which that would be the specialization for 1.5 years. Going down to master's, we have the 1.5, and 2 years. Again, that is completely up to the student on the duration of the course you would like to choose. With the scholarships offered here, we have 20, 30, and 35%. Given this is literally given to every student, but depending on how much you are to obtain depends on your payment plan. So, for an example, if I wanted to pay in installments by semester or by year, then that's when I will achieve the 20% scholarship. If I am a student who already paid the deposit, but then after the intake start date by 3 months, I change my mind and I want to pay in full, then that's when I will obtain the 30% scholarship. And for any student who is ready to pay upfront with no deposit, then that is when you were to obtain the 35% scholarship. So for an example, if I was a student who wanted to do a 1 year master's degree and I am ready to pay upfront, no deposit needed, then that is when my tuition fee will be 9,262.50 euros. So again, it really depends on how your payment plan or how convenient it is for you to pay or the payment plan that you choose to know how much scholarship you are to get on the postgraduate and MBA level. And again, if you are to pay in installments, there is an installment charge of 250 euros per installment.
Okay, I just want to add something here. Probably everyone is wondering, out of all the programs that we actually have, how come we only have this short, list of tuition fee cost in front of you. Okay. So basically, regardless of what program, so you will be getting this from us. Okay. Can you please tell me if you're still seeing my screen? Can you please confirm?
Confirmed.
Yes, okay. So this will be your what we call or what I always call your cheat sheet, okay? Wherein it'll show you all the programs that, University of Europe is offering. So for example, your students are looking for, let's say, bachelor programs in arts and designs. So you could basically see here what the programs are, where their campus would be, and what intake is available. So going on to the master's program. So if it's your first time to promote Germany, probably you would see a lot of this 60 ECTS, 90 and 120. Okay? So meaning all our master's programs with 60 ECTS means these are for 1 year program. Okay? And it'll just, regardless of the name, it'll basically give you one tuition fee cost for everything, regardless of what their name would be. So basically, it's just all about duration. Okay, so Master 60. Now, if you go for MBA with specialization, let's say that's 1.5 years. So you would see it here. We call that 90 ECTS. That means credits. Okay, European Credit Transfer Score. So that would be here, Masters for MBA with specialization. And you go here in the tuition fee cost, and that would cost this three. Okay. as high as 12,885.60 for the whole program duration, euros, and as low as 15,000 and as high as 15,859.20 euros. Okay? Now for all of our programs, the reservation fee once your students get accepted, how much can they pay, Izumi, as a reservation fee once they're accepted? Can you please tell them?
The 1,500 deposit, is that
Correct.
what you mean?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 1,500 reservation fee once you are accepted. Once your student is accepted in our university. Okay? And then your students have the option to pay the balance even before, either they want to go in the Philippines. Okay, let me just share with you. In the Philippines, normally what they do is they pay the 1,500 reservation fee, and then before their visa interview, they have the option to like pay either the balance of the semester fee, or if they're more financially capable, they pay the 1 year total tuition fee cost, okay, for higher visa approval. Now, my students from Myanmar, most of them, they pay the 1 year tuition fee already. They want pay 1.5, and the second week afterwards, they pay the remaining tuition fee of 1 year because it is I mean during the visa part, it's actually mandatory for the visa to see that they have paid the 1 year tuition fee. So something like that. Okay, but for those who are not requiring, for those countries that are not requiring a 1 year tuition fee, they have the option to pay the 1.5, and once they get approved, they can pay the remaining tuition fee first week. They can already pay it in Germany first week after the start of the first semester. Okay, so thanks, Izumi. Continue. Do you want to discuss this or let's skip this part for the meantime?
For Dubai, can we skip the Dubai part?
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'll go back to the training, just, the other services that we offer. Just this, then we're almost done. Then we'll go to Q&A.
All right. Did you want me to cover the career development or?
Yeah,
All
just
right.
what we offer to our students.
Of course. So, technically, every university has to have a career development center. And just to note that UE, we do have a career development center to help you kind of enhance your employability in the future. Because again, our curriculum is applied sciences, and that means that we want to help prepare you as a student to kind of get the most hands-on experience while you're learning to kind of get hired more easily in the future because understandably, companies, they do want students with experience. They understand that you might not have work experience directly, but then that's your job to get your experience from your institution. So that's when we come in with the career development center, and we have certified trainings and successful job interviews, and that's really important because yes, I've worked in corporate world for almost because I'm still young for almost 10 years now. And whenever I have a new interview, it's always new to me and I always get excited. And my interview with Anne, trust me, I was very excited. And, just to kind of have more experience, the better. So, and learning and working strategies, negotiation training. So I feel like negotiation is very, very important. Mental strategies and potential development, stress management, conflict management, arguing and convincing, and individual career coach sessions. And these are all the trainings that we do have provided for you. And again, as just for hands-on experience, these are all the skills that you will need to work in the future after you graduate. So again, please utilize this service because it is included in your tuition.
Just to add the job teaser portal. So your students will have an access to what we call the job teaser portal, wherein they will have a login with email here. So what does this do? It's what we call the UE Career Center platform, wherein your students would be able to see all the job openings, okay, that is being posted in the job teaser. Meaning they can also apply or look for internship via the job teaser portal. And even before they graduate, during the, career development center, they can apply for different jobs that they would basically see. and have the opportunity to be hired even before graduation, okay, via the job teaser portal that all students would basically have a username for it. Okay, so that's one of the benefit for your students. Okay. So I think that's basically all about it. We've basically covered everything. So these are the student success stories from different nationalities so far. We have students from China, Dubai, and Ireland, but next time we're gonna put the faces of the successful students Izumi and I had, okay? Coming from, Thailand, Laos, Philippines, Myanmar, and Indonesia and Malaysia. So, and these are UE career partners. We're in when it comes to internships. So these are our partners. So such as SAP, Udo, eBay. So these are the multinational companies. And of course, a very good student experience. We basically have our monthly career events for your students that we do every so often. Okay, again, we're gonna prepare your students in the workforce in Germany. Okay, and we have what we call the employability workshops, which is really very, very helpful for your students because they will help them land their very first job in Germany. Okay, so and these are the highlighted career events that happened so far in the last few months, the last few years, and that's gonna happen in the next following months, okay? Even before they graduate. So these are just basically snippets of our different events in school. And of course, we have our welcome center and student services available for your students if they have any questions regarding, login details, enrollment, examination, or whatsoever. Izumi and I are here, but once your student is a student already, we expect them to know who to go to, right? Like the service center and welcome services who will help them in their accommodations in Germany. Okay, so I think that's basically all about it. So let's open the floor. We'll put this back to Jazzy. Jazzy.
Okay, thank you, Anne and Izumi, for the presentation. I think we already have some questions here. Let's go for the first question. Do you accept transfer students and perhaps from the like local universities in each country or like BTech curriculum, something like that?
Are you talking about credit transfers or are you talking about campus transfers? Like
Uh,
in Germany?
I think credit transfer.
Oh, okay. So credit transfer actually in University of Europe, it's basically very just straightforward. Okay? It's either you're qualified for um the bachelor's program or you're qualified for the master's program or the MBA program. So we do not do any credit transfers.
Okay, yeah, noted. Next question. Any age restriction for bachelor and master? I may miss this. Is it correct for MBA starting in Dubai? They don't need to block account when entering Germany.
Okay. Um Yes, that's true. Okay, let me answer. There's two questions there. Okay, first is when it comes to mature students, right? Okay. So there is no age limit in Germany. Okay. In fact, the very mature student that we have sent over the past 2 years in Germany is at the age of 54, provided that they meet, admission requirements. Okay. But that has a high risk. But if they're like mature students up to 40 plus, they can still enroll in any of our master's programs. For UE Dubai, yes, there's no block account and there is no show money in via the UE Dubai pathway.
Mhm. Okay. But when they transfer to the Germany campus, they still need the block account, right?
That's for the 6 months only.
Okay, 6 months only. Noted. So not 1 year, but instead just for 6 months. And they will get the post-study work visa. Is it correct?
They will be eligible for an 18 months job seeker visa if they finish their studies or continue their studies in Germany, finish it there.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, hope it helps. Next question. Do you accept Indonesian national curriculum for the first year entry? So direct entry.
Okay, for direct entry, for international curriculum, correct?
National curriculum, like Indonesian national curriculum,
Oh,
is it
national,
eligible
yeah,
for direct entry?
okay. So for all Southeast Asian students, okay, they are for all Southeast Asia students, everyone would need to undergo what we call the entrance exam for bachelor's program. Okay, if students want to check if they're eligible for a direct entry. Okay, now once if in any case that they do not pass the entrance exam, it doesn't mean that they cannot apply or they cannot be admitted in our university anymore. It only will, determine that they would need to go a 6 months foundation program. So this basically applies to all Southeast Asia students. Okay, regardless of,
Mm.
you finish this curriculum or what, all Southeast Asian students are required to take the entrance exam if they want to check their eligibility for direct entry.
Okay, thank you, Anne. Next question. I have a student interested in Bachelor of Software Engineering, specific program. Is there any subject requirement for her high school grade, say math, physics, or etc.? And the second one, how much is the living cost monthly in Germany campus, and which campus is has like lowest living cost?
Okay. I'm kind of lost on the first question. So the first question is,
The first question
uh,
for Bachelor of
if
Software Engineering, is it
is
requiring
there any
specific
requirement?
modules? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not really. Okay, not really. Any requirement for higher school grades, say math, physics. No, no, no. They're not gonna like take a look at these components. Okay, they basically look at the GPA.
Only average.
Yes, only the average, but they do not take a look at the per section or per subject that you
Mm-hmm.
actually got. Okay,
Yeah.
and how much is the living cost in Germany? So I have shared this earlier, but it's okay if in any case you missed it. So the living cost in Germany is just basically a total of 900 euros and below. Okay, so this cost covers your housing, your food, your internet. So it can be lower because, it depends how you actually spend on food and your shopping. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next question. Which campus has the lowest living cost between the Germany campus and
Sure. I'm going to tell you that the lowest living cost is in Iserlohn. Okay.
is a lot? Yeah.
Iserlohn, yes, that has the lowest living cost. It's in Iserlohn. However, not everyone could actually go there. For example, because as I mentioned earlier, that the programs being taught in Iserlohn are the health related programs. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So it's not a matter of, oh, I choose this school, but my program is tech and software, but it's not being taught in Iserlohn. It's being taught in Potsdam campus.
Okay. So it's based on the program then.
Yes, so it basically depends on the program that you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thanks, Anne. Next question. Any age restriction for bachelor degree if taking entry from Dubai? For master, is it 1 year in Dubai and 1 year in Germany or only 6 months in Germany?
Okay, so again, when we talk about first bachelor's and when we talk about age limit, okay, I highly recommend at least, for mature students up to 35 or 35 at least, okay, for bachelor's. Okay. Now when it comes to master's program via UE Dubai pathway, so you will take a 1.5 year program. So when you enroll or when you apply a student, you will get a 1.5 year program already because the 1 year program will be taken in Dubai and the last 6 months will be finished in Germany. Okay?
Mm, okay.
So you enroll that program right away. It's not different application. Okay? So when you apply, you get the 1.5 year program already. You know in mind what is the study plan. 1 year, I will study in Dubai. The last 6 months, I will go to Germany because I will finish it there and still be eligible for the 18 months job seeker visa.
Okay, thank you, Anne. I believe that the registrants here still have a lot of questions, but we have limited time here. So feel free to drop me a message or email if you still have like questions or any student cases, and I will chase it to Anne or Isomi if needed. So yeah, I think that's it for today's webinar. Thank you so much, Anne and Izumi, for the presentation and the Q&A session. Hopefully, our agent partners here will have like a better knowledge in Germany, study in Germany in general, or perhaps they have uh, prospective students who are interested in Dubai first, and then they can go to Germany after. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's session. Yeah. That's it. Hope you have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone. Thank you
you.
for attending. Thanks, Jazzy.
Thank you. Thank you.